Okay, now on to the third portion of my game assessment, which is the M and stands for Master. Master the tools and skills that you have learned. In this part of the assessment, I would have the students reenact certain RuneScape tasks in a Flash simulated RuneScape environment. I might make the simulation more cartoony, maybe even stick figure-like, so that it wouldn't be exactly like RuneScape. It also would make it sort of humorous, which, a little humor can make things a little bit more fun sometimes. But anyways, there would be 5 tasks worth 5 points each. In the first 3 tasks, they would only have to perform the tasks properly. And in the last 2 tasks, they would have to perform them properly and in a set amount of time. So an example task would be catch, cook, and eat shrimp. You have 30 seconds to complete this task. So the last 2 would be a little bit more difficult. So, maybe we have, here's our, here's our pond. We have some little bubbling areas. We have, some trees around here. Okay. We have our little RuneScape guy ready to perform his tasks. And then down at the bottom here, we would have all the RuneScape panels. So obviously the guy would go over here and he would fish, and then he'd go and grab the logs and put them out here, and then he would grab the tinderbox and light the fire. Then he would right click on some shrimp and say cook shrimp, and then he would eat the shrimp. When they were done, they would click check answer, and if the task had been performed properly, they would move on to the next task. Alright, the last portion of my game assessment is the E, which stands for engage. In order to assess how the students have done on the engage portion of the assessment, I would have them enter into a specific quest in RuneScape. They would enter and begin at the same time, so all students would start at the same time. The first to complete the quest would receive a full 25 points, and each student that finishes from that point on would receive 1 point less in order of completion. So 24 points, 23rd, 22 points, 21, 19, etc. As they finish. If there is a tie, then each student would receive that same point value depending on where they were in order of succession. If the students did well on the other 3 portions of the assessment, the 4th portion would not be a pass or fail, but more determination of skill level. So as long as the students have made it through the RuneScape tutorial and practiced the recommended amount of hours, each student should be starting the 4th portion with already 75 points, which is a C. So out of 100 possible points, 75 is a C. And from that point, we're just deciding whether the player is an average player, above average, great, or exceptional based on, the order in which they finish. Since gaming is supposed to be fun, I don't want any of the students to feel like a failure unless they really didn't try at all. Otherwise, I just want everyone to have fun. Yes, it will be levels of gamemanship or skill level, but it won't be a pass or fail. It'll more be like anywhere from 75 to obviously 100 depending on how good you are. So right up here, there would be a description of the task, a land or a URL of the land for them to go into. They would have to log in, and of course I'm not ready to really do a task here, or I'm sorry, a quest, but at least maybe I might say, like slay a goblin, here I am. Sorry I haven't talked for a minute. That's because I haven't practiced the game enough to be that great. But I'm trying to slay this goblin here. And so I'm just clicking away. It looks like I'm beating him. But anyway, so, you know, they would have a task, many tasks, or they would have to complete this. So here I go. And hopefully I'd be the first one to finish. So I slayed the goblin first. And I win, and I get the 25 points, and I am considered an exceptional player. So I'm going to close out. Thank you for listening to my game assessment, which again is gather information, apply that information, master the skills and knowledge, and then engage a quest. Thank you very much.